Hello, my friends. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley, and I'm coming to you from the second layer of the Wolf's Den. I hope this finds you safe, happy, and healthy during this time. But today is a big, big day for the Mountaineers as they travel to Iowa, to face the number 12 ranked Iowa State Cyclones. Now, I thought you've always said, hey, you know what? The Big 12 championship runs through Ames. Well, I wouldn't have said it either. But until recently, it's become a reality. And the 7-2 Cyclones are legit. Matt Campbell, the head football coach, and that staff have built a program, a team, if you will, that is evenly balanced offensively, defensively, and special teams. And they're also unique. They've done it in a unique way, which makes it difficult. Real quick, small example is if you remember when the Mountaineers first started the 3-3-5 defense, the teams in the Big East were not used to going against that type of defense. So they'd have to go and just practice once a year, basically during that week that they played the Mountaineers, and play against that. And it was a great advantage for West Virginia because, again, the other teams were not facing those three backers and 3-6 in the box where different run fits for the backers. So the offensive linemen were having difficulties blocking that. And again, that's what Iowa State has done to some degree in all phases of their game. So we'll get into that. We'll break it down a little bit. But before we do that, this is the WolfMan Breakdown. It's for the WolfMan Ramble, which is all part of the Wolf's Den, and the Wolf's Den Extra, which obviously started by my good buddies at Little General Stores. They've been with me since the very beginning, the creation of the Wolf's Den. And, Little General Stores, there's so much more than just a store in West Virginia communities. There's over 100 stores and restaurants, and they give back so much to WVU, back to WVU athletics, back to West Virginia, period. I mean, they really are affecting it. And again, I can't thank them enough for allowing me to be part of their Kickoff for Kids campaign, where they have raised a total of $160,000. $160,000 through $1 donations from Little General Stores customers, and from a large donation, of course, or donations from Little General Stores. And my little small part is I'm Coach Herman, along with my good buddy, little Z-Girl, Zyler Hawkins. I can't tell you enough about it. She's so special. She's such a champion. She's a champion of WU Medicine Children's and what they're doing there. And this new building, funded their building, it's almost done. I don't know when it's going to be done, but it's going to be soon. And all the children, families, and the mothers, because they do so much at WVU Medicine Children's with mothers as well. All that so much is just going to be a wonderful resource for the state of West Virginia and everything else. So very proud and happy and thankful I'm a very small part in this whole contribution to WVU Medicine Children's, where Little General Stores is not a small part. So Gray Darby, Corey Beasley, Z-Girl, the Hawkins family, love it, man. It's all good stuff. But again, as well as Little General Stores, we have to go with Kegler Sports Bar and Grill. It is the home of the Neil Brown radio show. It is the place where Mountaineers go to watch other Mountaineers. It's the base, man. It's the mothership. And obviously, it's the home of the Wolfman Burger as well, but they got all kinds of fantastic burgers there. They have the award-winning wings, the gold wings. Oh, man, it's so good. I'm getting myself hungry right now. I think that's where I'm going to go afterwards and eat. So, Jerry, I'm coming, buddy. I am coming. But love the Lorenz family. They're special. They support WVU athletics. They support WVU. They support the whole Morgantown, North Central, West Virginia area. And again, everybody that comes to watch the Mountaineers, they know Kegler's is the place to be. So Kegler Sports Bar and Grill, big sponsors, really appreciate them. And well, look, there's the Wolfman Burger. So if you can't appreciate that, then I don't know, I can't relate to you. Anyways, continue on. Okay, the WVU Varsity Club at WVU Athletics is what I'm involved with here. And it's our former student athletes. And because of the COVID, we have not been able to have our normal reunions. And we came up with the Mountaineer Athletic Club and the Mac Donor Weekend. It's just a representation and celebration of our donors and, of course, our former student athletes combined. And here you can see they've got Major Harris on there on the phone. All this, it looks like we're the Brady Bunch family, man. I love this picture here, but it gave me a fantastic idea. It wasn't my idea originally, so I can't claim it. But Jamie came up with this, but it really brought our former student athletes together, and it gave me the idea that through this COVID time is I want to do some features, and even past COVID, well, we need to do features on what they're doing now and who they're affecting, where they're affecting, because I know there's a lot of great success stories out there. So when the new year comes around, 2021, we're going to be great, man. It's going to be great. We're all going to get through this. We're going to be good again and restored, and Mountaineers, because we are strong, we are brave, man, and we are survivalists for sure. So be ready for that coming out there, the new features. Stay tuned. And a place where you're going to be able to stay tuned and watch it, of course, is going to be on my professional Facebook page, where I put out all these different things at WVU Athletics. We go, this is Herb Falconberry with Ogilvy Resort up there in Wheeling, and we did a special on there in Getting Real in West Virginia. So go ahead, like my page there. It's at WolfMan WV, because I really love helping out WVU Athletics, and West Virginia. It's all part of one, all the same to me, and it's fantastic to be a true Mountaineer. But again, now let's break into Iowa State and the Mountaineers, and I want to go over just a few things of the Mountaineers before we actually break down Iowa State, the Cyclones, and their players. And there's one guy who's been having a terrific season. Well, there's actually a lot of guys having a terrific season on the defense, but this guy is Tyke Smith, this true sophomore. I think he's an All-American. He's second on the team with Alonzo Adai, tied with 55 total tackles. He has 8 TFLs. He has 2 interceptions, and he's just a bad dude. Now, between him and Big Zoe, they both have 55 tackles, and they both have 2 interceptions, and they have 9 PBUs between. That's pass breakups, really making a big impact on that defense. And I love the way the defense is. And we're going to break down Tyke and show you this. Well, that's not Tyke. No, well, we would never confuse Big Dirk Culver, the Mountaineers and the basketball team, with Tyke Smith. But, you know, I was on the Neil Brown radio show last night, which is brought to you by Kegler Sports Bar and Grill, throwing that in there, along with Tony Caridi, TC. And they were talking, Coach Brown and TC were talking about Gonzaga, the whole game. And I came on later. I said, I got to get my 2 cents in there. And because of this team, I think could really be legitimate and special. I think they are legitimate. I think they could be special. They keep working hard. But they proved to me against Gonzaga, against a real team that's going to be up there. I don't know if they're 1, I don't know if they're 5, but they're going to be top 10 for sure. But this Mountaineer team is tough. Now, Derek Culver, here's the thing. Just because you're a beast, and you're in beast mode, does not allow the opponents to go ahead and jump all over you and bring you down to the ground and hack you and follow you and do all that other stuff. And then the refs got to know, hey, you got to call that, man. I mean, I'll tell you, DC, that is one tough guy right there. He is one tough Mountaineer. I'm going to love watching him along with his other Mountaineers, because I think they're all pretty tough to begin with. And I think they're all going to get better as the season goes on, because you got what? You got the big guy there watching them and teaching them and coaching them. And I think he likes this team thus far in the early season. I know I sure do. So again, let's move on. Tyke Smith, little joke there with Dirk Culver. Okay, I think you get it. But Tyke Smith, again, I gave you his stats. I told you what he's all about. And, you know, here's this play here. I got 5 plays, I think, from the TCU game that I want to show you about how special he is. Now, you're going to see this receiver is going to come out and try to block him. But what Tyke does, he gets real skinny. When I say skinny, it's a term I mean by he's not giving a lot of the body, his body getting up surface area for this receiver to block. But when he gets past the receiver, he goes ahead and he gets big. And then he makes the tackle, because that's what this defense secondary linebackers and D line for that matter, have done all season. They're making tackles. They're the first guy to get there, and they're making tackles at the first try, which leaves the Big 12 that they're not getting a whole ton of yards after carry, after catch, after contact is what it is. So when they make their first contact, they're stopping them short. And with Tyke, not only is he making contact with them, he's stopping any type of momentum. They're not going forward. He's got 8 TFLs, as I said. Now watch this here. So roll it. You're gonna see Tyke. Yes, look at that. It's gonna come out. Watch this. He gets skinny on the blocker. He's skinny. Look at that shoulder dip. That's like a defensive lineman you see dipping around the edge of the offensive tackle, man, or the guard. It doesn't matter. But they're getting skinny, giving a small surface to hit. And you're gonna see Tyke. He's gonna roll through. Now watch that. Oh, wait a second. Let me get in the right spot. Look at his hips. His hips are in power position. This is the way he tackles. Youngsters, this is Tyke Smith tackling in the open field. This is what he's good at. He's got flat back, low center of gravity. His legs are moving. He's running through the tackler. Again, look at him put him into the ground. This receiver is not moving forward. He's moving backwards. In fact, that's a TFL, baby. Tyke Smith, take a bow, man. You deserve a bow on that. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's take a look here at Tyke. This is good stuff. You see him, he's again to the field as the spear safety. You're going to see Darius now. Darius Stills has been having a fantastic year. I've already done special on him. I've already done special on Tony Fields, but now this is Tyke's turn. And Darius is making plays happen, whether he's directly involved or whether he's not, because he makes the plays happen directly involved, but he also causes the offense to close on him, and then everybody else benefits from that. So with Darius in this one, he's going to actually be involved in the play. But here's Tyke. Now, Tyke doesn't do anything special here. But what he does do is he puts the guy in the ground. He buries him, the opponent. And that's just a physical play. And that adds up play after play after play after play. Now, you just saw the last play I did. Well, this is a few plays later. So, again, he's being physical every single time he's contacting an opponent. Here we go. Let's roll it. You see Tyke. Now watch Darius there. You see Darius is coming off the combo block. He's splitting the two blocks, and he's going to make first contact, but he gets his leg there. But there's Tyke again. Look at that. Hips are out, back. He's in a power position, running through, and watch what he does. Look at the slam, man. Check it out one more time. We will sit there. We will watch this. Hit. Now that's a nice combo, not for the offensive lineman for TCU. That's a nice combo between Darius Stills and Tyke Smith. But once again, showing himself on the field as one physical ball player. Next, and you got to like this one right now, because you're going to see Tyke is going to be here again. This running back here, this is Zach Evans, is going to slip out. He's for a swing pass, and Tyke is going to say, "Don't come in my territory." I've already used this as a big hit on a Neil Brown television show. He's going to say, "Do not, whatever you do, come in my territory, because every time you do, I'm going to knock you on the ground." Roll it. You got to watch it. You got to love this, man. Get motion, and here he comes out for the leak. He gets pressure coming from Jeffrey Puller. Watch Tyke. Now you know what I'm talking about. Taking him out and put him on the ground. Let's check out the end zone shot. You're going to see him coming in the left side. Stop it right here. Now, once again, Tyke's coming in. Ball is out. It's already gone. But this player is going to remember Tyke Smith every time that he's thinking about running the ball and he sees Tyke coming. He's going to remember this. Guarantee it. That's nice. Wait, one more time. Look at that extension. Look at the extension. I mean, that's just physical, man. That's just great football. Got to enjoy watching. If you don't enjoy that, don't enjoy much. Now, this next play, you're going to see Tyke up top. And, of course, it's to the field because he's going to be kicked to the field most of the times, if not all. But what did you see with Tyke? He's going to run through two blockers. Avoid him. He's going to hit him, shed him. Now, that's what makes him so that he wants to get to the ball carrier. He wants it. It's awesome. I love watching this. This is why he's special, man, is because he's relentless. What do you want in defenders? You want relentless, right? Well, this is Tyke Smith being relentless. Relentless. Roll it. There he comes. Very nice. There's one blocker, right? Tyke, get him off. Here comes two. Get him off. Look what he does. There you go. Making the hit. Wrap it up. Not trying to take him down his body. Wrap it up the right way he should be. 1, 2, and 3. Making the play. Tyke Smith. Great job. Absolutely fantastic. That's why he's having such a special year. Now you're going to see Tyke here. This is the interception. You're going to say, oh, he was lucky the ball was thrown right at him. And I'm going to say, well, it's not luck, okay? Because what he's doing is he's doing what he's been told to do. He is going to look at the quarterback, Max Duggan's eyes for TCU, and he's going to see that Max is going to go ahead and try to throw to his receiver for the skinny post. So if he's looking at his eyes, and his eyes are looking right through here, what are you going to do? Oh, I'd hope he'd stay there, right? So he's doing what he's coached to do, and he gets his second interception of the season. Roll it. There you go. Get it. Oh, yep, that's a gift, right? He's lucky. Well, you know what? Sometimes it's good to be lucky. It's good to be good. Put the two together, and then you got some serious good bacon that you are doing some home cooking with, man. And that's just great stuff. Great return for Tyke. Took TCU out of the red zone. No points, man. 0 points. Defense. That's why you're playing so well. Great job. And the other thing I want to look at when I check this out here is I want to go to this here. This is important. And this is a Neil Brown year-by-year comparison for the Big 12 after 7 Big 12 games from last year to this year. You want tangibles, right? You're saying is that, well, Wolf keeps saying trust in the climb. Everybody keeps saying trust the climb. Well, this is why I'm trusting the climb, because I want tangibles to tell me. When I look at the year 2019, 2020, his first 2 years through 7 Big 12 games. And it's only 7 now. So we all know we got 2 games left with some important teams. But the wins, 2019, at this point, there's 2 wins. Now they have 4. They're +2. Good stuff. Scoring offense, 20.4 points per game, 25.6. That is what? +5.2. Scoring defense, 33 points at this time last year. Now, 19 points. That's -14.1. That's serious. So you've added points. So you're what? 5 and 4. So that's 19.3 points difference. That's pretty darn good. Let's look at the rushing offense. 75 yards, 76 yards last year. 132 this year. That's +56, +57. You round up. We round up in our world what we do. So rushing defense, looking at 160 yards, 2019, 118 yards, -42.5. That's pretty darn good. Passing offense, 2019, 263, not bad. 284 +21 yards. Okay, again, tangibles. Why are we trusting the climb? Tangibles. Pass defense, last year, 287. This year, 166. 121 difference. Yeah, I'd say that's a lot. Total offense, 339 last year, 416 +77. Defense, 447, 283. This year, that's -164. Total WVU turnovers. Last year, 13. Now we have 9. That's -4. That's good. That we're talking about offense. Opponent turnovers, 9, 11. We're +2. Third down conversion. 35%. Last year, 38%. So that's +3% more. Opponent third down, 41%. This year, 39. So that's -2. Red zone scoring, 68%. Last year, 92%. That's scoring now, 24% more. All these things kind of add up, don't they? Now you know why there's more victories than we had last season and competing in more games. See, it's not just about victories, you're competing in these games. And again, we look at touchdowns, 18 last year, 21, that's +3. Look at these total touchdowns. 30 last year, this time 16. That's -14. I can't even go ahead. There's 140 points. I probably got that screwed up, but I'm not even going to go there. Field goals, 6 last year, 11 this year. So once again, now you're looking at something really, really special. Let's go ahead and take a look at Iowa State's numbers now. So offensively, I told you is that they got good numbers offensively. They're balanced attack. You know, you have Breece Hall, probably the #1 running back in the country, if not top 3. You have an offensive line that's solid. You have tight ends that are gigantum. Gigantum is the word for the day. 3 tight ends. They'll go 11, 12, and 13 personnel. That means 1, 2, or 3 tight ends, and they're just big and special. They're also in the passing game because they have, between 3 of them, they have a total of 59 receptions with an All-American leading them in Charlie Kohler. Again, they're 6'6", 6'6", 6'7", and they're just big, gigantum. Okay, so, but then when you go ahead and you look at the receivers, you know, you got Xavier Hutchinson. He has 42 receptions on the season for 523 yards, almost 13 yards per catch, 4 TDs. This is Charlie Kohler, the tight end. Again, it's 31 receptions, 417 yards. Now, let me tell you, before I get into breaking down the film with you and tell you what's going on, is the tight ends are so important and so different and so unique because they're involved in the run game and the passing game. That's why I talk about Michael O'Loughlin and the great year he's been having, and TJ Banks, because they're so important. And when I look at this, I'm seeing it as this is what I'm talking about to the extreme, to the max, man. And that's, again, why they've been so special. When you have a tight end that could be a wide receiver, but this tight end is 6'6", 257, and he can run like a wide receiver, and he can block like an offensive lineman. And that's why they're so special. And he can go vertical. I'm telling you, I have not seen defenses in college, for the most part. I'm not talking about the Mountaineers. I'm talking about colleges defend the tight end the way they're supposed to be defended. And when you got 3 of them and one lines up a fullback, you'll see it here on the field. So, again, looking at that, and Breece Hall, I mean, I kind of floated by him. He's averaging 6 yards per carry, 140 yards per game. Until Texas, when he only had 92 or 3 yards, he had 8 straight 100-plus yard games. Truly fantastic. I mean, his average for his career in 21 games, you can see, career, and he's almost 103 yards right there. 103 average. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll tell you a little bit of one of my theories are. But then you take Brock Purdy, who's the quarterback. He's averaging about 30 yards per game. He's averaging 4 yards per carry. But what he does, he beats you for the sticks. So third, medium to long, pass play. You know, receivers, tight ends aren't open. What does he do? He runs. We've all seen the dual threat quarterback in the Big 12. No big surprise, but he's effective. He gets first downs with his feet. Tony Fields and the rest of the defense are going to have to keep their eyes on Brock Purdy, who's really, when you look at his passing game, 65% completion passes right here. You can see Brock Purdy. He's averaging about 225 yards per game. But here's the thing. Last week, let's just say Breece Hall did not reach his 100 yards normally. He had 93. But then Brock Purdy did what in the victory against Texas? He went ahead and threw for 312 yards. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? So you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. You stop them. So the Mountaineers defense that are so special this year have a huge task with this Iowa State offense. Huge. Let's go here and look at the defense. Just so I can show you this, Mike Rose, number 23, should be an All-American himself. He's got 10 TFLs. He's got 76 total tackles. He's 3 tackles behind Tony Fields for the lead of the Big 12. He's number 2 in the Big 12. He does have 4 pass interceptions, which is number 1 in the country for the linebacker position, and he's in the top 5 or 10 in pass interceptions for any position in the country. So again, Mike Rose, number 23, 6'4", 245-pound Sam Backer. He reminds me a lot of Kwiatkowski, if you remember him for Monitors. I know you remember him, but anyways, that's who he reminds me of. And then, of course, you have Jake Hummel, number 35, the linebacker with 57 tackles. Vance O'Ryan, the other linebacker with 51. And then you got Lawrence White. I mean, it just keeps going on at 46. These guys know how to tackle. And, of course, we need to go ahead and look at Jaquan Bailey, right here, this guy. Okay, he has 6 sacks, 12 TFLs. He is number 9 all time in the Big 12 with a career of 24.5 sacks. He has 46 career starts. 46. And then you got to go ahead and look at Will McDonald, number 9, the other DN, and he's got 6.5 sacks, and he has 9 TFLs, man. I mean, it is really amazing. The 2 bookends. I'm going to show you in the field, but I want to give you these stats here so you can see this team likes to run the ball. There are 3, 2. There are 3 deep front. You've heard Coach Brown all week talk about the drop 8. They can also get into pressure packages by rushing 5. They can do all these different things. And I'm going to show you, man. It's very unique. I call it the 4-layer defense, and they've advanced so much more than just the 4-layer now. So they're actually camouflaging what they're doing and putting that 4th layer at different parts of the defense there, so it's hard to recognize. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look here and move on as well. Back to DV Sport. We'll go ahead to the next play. Right here. Okay, so let's take a look at this Iowa State offense with Brock Purdy leading at quarterback. He has a total of 30 career starts. He is 11-1 at Jack Trice Stadium at home. He plays well at home, as this whole unit does. Now, again, we talk about the balance. Well, if you recall, the Mountaineers have been really doing a lot of shifting and then putting a motion on that. They do a 3, 4, 5-man shift, and then they'll motion a receiver or 2, and just moving defense around so make sure that they align themselves correctly. Now, Iowa State does a lot of that too. Now, they're not going to go 3, 4, 5-man shifts for the most part, but they're going to be some type of shift or motion they're going along. So as we watch here, you can see that Breece Hall is the running back. Now, he's 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's, like I said, 6 yards per carry, 140 yards per game average. Pretty wild. Now, here's the wild thing about Iowa State, okay? Their number 1 personnel group is 12 personnel. That is 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. That means you got 2 receivers because you have only 5 skills. There is 12 personnel. Then it goes to 11, which is 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wides, and then it goes to 13 personnel. That means it's 1 running back, 3 tight ends. Means you got a receiver in there. But again, they go ahead and they use the tight ends like Charlie Kohler here. He was a second-team All-American last year, probably be an All-American this year. He has 31 receptions, 417 yards. He has 14 career touchdowns as a tight end. But look, they're using him in a wide receiver formation here as well, split out. So again, you see this. He's going to give the ball to Breece Hall. Yeah, RPOs are not so big with this team. They're only about 10%. And you see look at this. You got the guard and the center pulling. Right. You can see that guard, center pulling, depending on the defensive front that the Mountaineers give. Guard, center guard will go ahead and pull. But again, you can see here Charlie Kohler coming down as a wide receiver and trying to block at the second level. Yeah, watch Breece Hall. This guy explodes. He tackles, or not tackles, but he breaks tackles, and he's extremely, extremely good. You shut him down, and you got a fighting chance with this Iowa State team because not many have really shut him down. And here's the other thing. When you look at these tight ends, I want you to see how tall they are. When you go ahead and you put 2 or 3 tight ends on the field at 6'6", 6'7", they have 2 redshirt freshman offensive linemen, 2 redshirt junior offensive linemen, and 1 senior. They're all 6'4", 6'6". That type of weight. Really big. You lose sight of the running back because when you think about what Breece Hall is one of his best traits, two of his best traits, besides his tackling, breaking, and his speed, are his patience and his vision on the field. Patience, vision on the field. He waits, and then when he does, he explodes. But I think, man, he waits because it's so hard to find him. Check it out. There he goes, explodes, big play, big play. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so I told you about Brock Purdy, and I'm sure you probably already know much about him. But again, he likes to keep his feet. He uses his feet to keep the play going and make plays happen. And you're going to see that the quarterback here, 65% completion. It's just, he's absolutely been terrific. Again, now you see that's the tight end going in motion, coming back. Okay, so he's doing a yo-yo. We call that yo-yo. Get it? Down and back. Yo-yo. Very nice. He comes out. The pressure is hitting him. Now, Iowa State has only given up 10 sacks. A lot of that because the offensive line is getting better, but a lot of it as well is because Brock Purdy can do this. He can keep the sticks moving, and then what does he do? He finds his receiver here, tight end, is open. Again, that's a great job of him avoiding the sack against Texas and getting out of pressure and making a play, and that is a first down. Let's continue on. So again, what do you do? Every time you're seeing motion here, right? It's going to keep coming. Mountaineers going to have to really align their defense up, and it makes it difficult when you have the three tight ends. So what do you put here? Look at this now. You got a tight end, but look, he's in an H-back / type fullback spot. He's going to go vertical. What did I tell you? Defenses lose tight ends all the time when they go vertical. Roll it. Check it out. Oh, this is unbelievable. This guy is 6'7", going vertical, and he's getting by. Now, what makes it so hard is tight ends. Why is that difficult? Because if you go play action pass, and the quarterback, the offensive line, they're showing a play action pass, and the tight end's acting like he's going to come and block the linebacker, and he comes at you and he's blocking, and then what does he do? He slips you, man. He slips you, and it goes like this. You see it. Oh, this defender's going, wait a minute. I thought you were going to block me, and now you're running down, going vertical. That, my friends, is the advantage for sure. Now, let's take a look here at this play. Again, you're seeing tight end going in motion. The defense has to align right. And this is what happens when you get tired, you don't think as well, and you make mistakes like this. Right here, slot tight end, Mr. All-American, could be doing it out. It's going to be a first down, 31 receptions. Right there, Brock Purdy beating you with his arm. Beating you with his arm. Let's take a look here. Look at this. Now you have what? You have a tight end. You got a tight end. See what happens. Motion again, as I said. Yeah. Look at this. You got three tight ends. This is the 13 personnel I'm talking about. 2, 3. Play action pass. Guess who gets vertical? Spot, red zone. Watch out in the red zone. Tight ends. Special cats. Okay, let's talk about defense now. And again, the team is led by Mike Rose, number 23, 6'4". He's got 245 pounds. He has 35 starts, career starts. So he's a senior that's just special. You can see him here. He has 10 TFLs. That's tackle for loss. Coming off, you can see him. He can smell it. He can read it. And he's going to get involved. This guy is tough as nails. Love him as a football player. Don't like to really play against him because he's special. Let's take a look at the end zone shot. Again, you're going to see him come off. He's a Sam linebacker. And you can see from this angle here is that he reads it right off the bat. This H-back here for Texas is going away for the block. He's running right in. Go ahead. Sniffs it right out. And then, of course, you see this defense likes to rally. It's a balanced defense. It is a 3-2-3 level. And then, of course, they have the 5 defensive backs, which they will go cover 4, cover 3, cover 2, to Tampa. They would do all the coverages, but they also like to have what I call that 4th layer, if you remember. And you'll be able to see here. Look at this now. Okay, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 DBs. There are 3 safeties, what they like to do. And again, you can see that they're blitzing linebackers coming in. So they're bringing 5 now. So it's not just dropping 8 here. Now what they're doing is they're going cover 3 here, and they're having these guys come in to defeat the what? The crossing routes. Anything crossing across the middle, they're going to cover. So you have, again, is the rush, crossing routes, and then cover 3 secondary. Now here's what they do. They do give up 240 yards per game. That's in the passing game. That's their Achilles heel right now, because they will give up some big plays, but they're also loose right there. Now, they're really good against the run. They're only giving up 108 yards rushing per game. And that's that free hitter that they have. And it's just really special. But again, they have really strong personnel. They're a team that's going to play hard. They're blue collar. They're physical. You can see the defensive line is rushing hard. They're spinning. Jared Deggy's going to have his hands full. The offensive line is going to have their hands full. And of course, a great play here by Texas. Good job. Let's take a look here now. What you're seeing again is they come out. They're going trips and empty set here. So the trips on this side, 2 by this, and it's of course empty here. Roll it. Ellinger is going ahead and making these calls. Now watch here. This is cover 4. This is what they like, cover 4. So it's quarter, 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 and quarter. And you're seeing here again. Look at the holes now. What they're doing here. No, this is not covered. This is cover 2. Tampa. You know why? This is my mistake. Right here, you're going to see 2 Tampa, and it's going to be he's taking the wider here than your normal 2, and of course then he's going to take the middle, anything deep, 3rd in the middle. Roll it. My mistake. Coming up, but look at the holes here. You can see there's a lot of room right here, and a lot of room. There's holes in this coverage. Jared Deggy is going to have to be very specific, and the wide receivers are going to have to know where these holes are, and that's what they've been studying all week long. So again, you got 2 Tampa. They can go cover 4. They can go cover 3. They can go cover 2. Just it's pretty wild what all they do. So again, now this is the last play I have for you on this, and what I want you to see here is I talked about Will McDonald, number 9, and of course Jaquan Bailey, number 3, and the total of 21 TFLs and 12.5 sacks they have between the 2 of them. Our tackles have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to be aware of the offense, that is, and Jared Deggy going to have to be aware of what these defensive ends are doing, because they will come through. This is the last play of the game, and this is what took Texas out of the field goal making ability. When you go ahead and you look at here, look at the rushers. These guys are experienced, and then of course it forces Ellinger up for the tackle and the sack, and it forces Texas to try a 58-yard field goal, which they barely missed. Tell you, if they give up that sack, they might get that and go on to be able to win the game. But they go ahead and they lose, and it's because this Iowa State team finds a way to win. They are very, very balanced, and it is absolutely something else when you see this team. And the special teams, they rush a defensive end. On the punt team, their kick returners, a big old running back. He's averaging 31 yards per return. He had a long of, I believe, like 85. Didn't score a touchdown, but it was close enough. So Iowa State, number 12 team in the country. Big test for our Mountaineers. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this season. I know there's been some games that you want back. I know in the last 2 years, really, there's a lot of games you want back. But again, I know where this team was from the very beginning. And I think it's really, really important to understand where we're at as a team. And right now, it's about trusting the climb. I'm trusting the climb. These players are trusting the climb. I'm going to tell you one other thing that I put a tweet out, and when Neil Brown had his press conference on Tuesday, and his press conference, he talked about South Carolina, the job, not being a candidate. And he's like, I didn't know that people were talking about it, but he came out, and as soon as he realized that people were considering him or talking about him being a candidate, he was like, no, not happening, not there. And for me, that is another step in the climb. Why do you say that? Well, because think about the recruits. Think about his players. Do they want to leave? Do they think he's going to be there? Recruits, are they going to come if they don't know if he's going to be there? What about the donors? Are they going to give the money that WVU needs if he's not going to be there? Think about all those things and then be like, we just made another step in the climb. And I really appreciate it because it's a welcome relief if you know where I'm going with that. If you're reading between the lines, a welcome relief that a coach says, I'm not interested. I'm not a candidate. I'm here with WVU. I'm here because I got work to be done. I love it here. Trust the climb, my friends. Boom!